Alright, welcome back to another CBG lesson, and this one is for On the Hunt by Lynyrd Skynyrd. I love some Lynyrd Skynyrd, and this one's not really that hard to play. Unfortunately, I did not do the solo for this one, but I got a couple of songs coming up very soon with some awesome solos in them. This is for a 4-string CBG, and we are tuned to an open G. The low string will be a G. Next string will be a D. Next string is another G. And the upper string will be a B. Alright, I'm going to show you a few of the chords that we're going to be playing in the song, and then I'll show you how to play it. So we're going to play two different E chords. And the first one, we're going to take our index finger on the first fret on the upper G string, our middle finger on the second fret on the D string, and your pinky on the 4th fret on the low G string, and strike all three together as a chord. And the next E chord, we're going to take our index finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, which by the way is the E note that we're basing both of these chords off of. So, and now we're going to take our ring finger and place that on the 4th fret on the upper G string. And now we're going to take our pinky and place that on the 5th fret on the B string. Strike all three together as a chord. Okay, and let's see, we're going to play a D chord. And we're going to take our index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string. And now we're going to take our ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. And now we're going to hit the D string open. And all three together as a chord. Okay, and the other chords are just simple one-finger chords. We're going to play an A chord. And we're going to hold down the low G string on the 2nd fret. We have the D string on the 2nd fret. And the upper G string on the 2nd fret. And all three together as a chord. And we're going to move that up to the 4th fret and play the same chord. That's a B chord. So, alright, I'm going to play the intro, or how I play the intro, and then I'll show you how to play it. So. Alright, we're going to come up to the 4th fret and play that B chord. You don't actually have to hit the upper G string for this one. You can just play the low G string and the D string, because we're going to have to slide around just a little bit, and that note really doesn't come into play here. So, if you listen to the song, they got a little before they hit each one of these, and it kind of changes between the opening riff and then the verse where it quietens down. But you hear a, and then we're going to come up to the 6th fret with our pinky and strike the low G string, and then we're going to slide up to the 7th fret on the low G string like this. Take our index finger on the 4th fret and strike the D string, and then take our pinky again on the 7th fret and slide down to the 6th fret, and then we're going to come down to this A chord and strike it once. So slowly it will sound like. Now down the next part is if you know how to play the actual song on a 6-string standard tune guitar, you would take the G sharp and you would just do a little half bend and then come back to the G sharp. So what I do, because I can't literally I can't bend this big heavy string on the 1st fret right here. It sounds horrible. I don't know. I just can't do it. So the tension is so tight. So what I do is the same exact thing you would do in a bend like that. We're on the G sharp. What I do is just slide up to the A and then back down, and then we're going to strike that first E chord I showed you. So now if you can physically do it, just take the G sharp note right here and bend that string up a half step, and then release it and hit the E chord. So slowly it's exactly the same thing. You're on the G sharp note. If you was to bend a half step, you would just bend it up to an A and then release it back to the G sharp. All I'm doing is hitting the G sharp and sliding up to the A and then back to the G sharp, and then striking the E note, the E chord, I'm sorry. So and then go back and do the same thing again. Except right there, just hold the A chord and then go back into the and that's the opening. So a little quicker. Right here now we're going to go into the verse, and it gets you can tell the guitar kind of gets a little quieter and they start muting it a little more. So when you go back to the just quieten it down a little bit. You know, when you listen to it, you can play along with the song and listen to it, and you'll see what I'm saying. The verse is the same thing as the opening, except for one little part where the verse will go like this. Now when you hit this A the second time, we're going to go up to the 7th fret, strike it once on the low G string, and to the 6th fret, strike it once on the low G string, and then start over. And what that is, when you hit the A down here, you'll hear it in the song, so it's a that's the first time. This time 7 to the 6th fret on the low G string. Just start it over for two more times, and then we're going to go into the chorus. So last time of the verse, we're going to hit the A chord. Let that ring out for a minute, and then we're going to strike on the first fret on the low G string, on the G sharp note again. We're going to slide up to the A note on the second fret on the low G string, and then back to the G sharp note on the first fret on the low G string. Almost just like the way I'm showing you how to do the except this one's picked just a little different. We would just want to slide up, and slide back real quick, and now we're going to hit the E chord right here that I showed you. One time, hit all these chords just one time each. E chord, now we're going to go to the B chord. We're going to go to that D chord, and to the A. Now when you hit the A, right after you hit it, just let it ring for a split second, and then start mute it up at the bridge, and so like. Now we want to take our ring finger or pinky and strike the low G string on the 4th fret. We're going to slide up to the 6th fret on the low G string, and then we're going to strike the 6th string, I'm sorry, the low G string on the 4th fret again, like this. Go right back to the E, to the D, to the A, and the second time we hit the A, just let that ring, and then we're going to strike just the A note on the low G string on the 2nd fret. Give it a little, just a tiny little bend, and then we're going to strike the low G string open. You don't have to do the little bend, you can just, I like to give it a little bend, but what that is, that leads us right back into the and it'll eventually go back into the 2nd chorus, but that together coming out of the verse will sound like this. Okay, well that's the intro, the verse, and the chorus. It basically plays that the entire rest of the song except for 2 more parts. There's a part in the middle, and I'm going to show that to you right now. Coming out of the 2nd verse. They all hold that A chord for a moment. Now, all we're going to do right here is just play the A and the B. We don't have to hit this upper G string in the chord. You can just hit the low G string and the D string on both of them. But we're going to strike the A once, and then we're going to strike the B, and then we're going to do that twice like this. Actually, we hit that B twice. We're going to hit that D chord, and then we're going to hit the A chord. Then we're going to hit that first E chord, and we're going to strike it like this. Then we're going to strike an open G. Just strike the low G, the D string, and the upper G string open. And they're going to fret the A chord again. We can strike it. So all that together will sound like this. And it does that 4 times. So, and the last time, it goes out of that back into the chorus chords, except the way we do it before. We strike the E, and then the B, and then the D, and then the A. Coming out of that part right there, we don't hit the E first. We're going to hit the B first, and then hit the E, then hit the D, and then the A. And when it comes back into it, then start it the regular way. Hit the E, B, D, and A. So yeah, all of that slowly coming out of. I'm going to do the last 2 parts of that. Then to the E. So, and the only other part in the entire song, other than what I've already showed you, is at the very end where it fades out. And for a couple of bars, all they do the chorus. Except at the end of the song, unlike the chorus where they only hit these chords once each, you're going to hit them twice now. So it's going to, you'll hear it in the song, and you'll just hit them twice like this. And it just basically fades out from there. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will have some more coming up real soon, and thanks for watching.